P365X Macro is undoubtedly one of the hottest striker-fired pistols to hit the market in decades. However, as is the case with any other pistol, there's generally a lot of room for improvement. Which brings us to something like this. But what is this going to do for this? Well, stick around and find out. Hello, welcome back to another installation of What Would Lou Do. So as I said, today we are looking at the X Macro here. Now we're not reviewing this or anything, but we do have a review for that coming up. But what we're talking about specifically is this DPM systems. So according to the manufacturer, some of the benefits that you can get with this are better double taps, significant recoil reduction, slide and frame protection, improved firing speed, no jams, no modification. Sounds peachy, but is it true? So one of the cool things about this system is that it's customizable to the user. So there's light springs and then there's heavier springs. You also have a couple of different grip plugs that you can put in there that kind of work like spacers. So there's a ton of configurations you can do with this. Depending on the springs you use, you may get more or less benefit. It just really all depends on what you're going for as to which ones you would use. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you any kind of installation or anything per YouTube's sensitive guidelines, but we will have an installation video for this and many others over on our Patreon channel, and that will give you guys exclusive content, behind the scenes footage, early access, and it also gives you a good way to support the channel, right? So we can keep bringing you content. Now, DPM makes a ton of these for all sorts of pistols, Glock, SIG, Smith & Wesson. They even make one for the Prodigy. Speaking of which, they sent us one for the Prodigy and they sent us this one. We reached out to them actually, and they agreed to send us some stuff for review, and so thank you to DPM Systems for that. But as always, I'm going to give my honest opinion regardless of, you know, whether someone sent this to us or whether we paid for it with our own money, because I want you guys to trust our reviews. I want you to feel like, you know, hey, I'm one of you because I am one of you. Most of what we get on this channel, we pay for ourselves. Some of the smaller things actually are things that are sent to us. You've got to put that out there, you know, that way, you know, someone would be like, oh, he's a shill, or he was paid to do this. I wasn't paid to do anything. In fact, DPM actually went so far as to say, look, give your honest opinion, because that's how we improve. Same as I tell you guys, right? Let us know your thoughts of our videos, our content, because your comments will help us improve our overall quality. And the more that we all do this, the better world this will be. So to start off with, we will do some single fire, and then we will do like double taps, and we'll try to get some slow-mo footage so you guys can see, is there really a recoil reduction, or is it just improving the felt recoil? Because I can tell you right now, definitely it feels softer with this. But what I want to know, does this actually help the shooter get back on target faster? And there's a lot of other claims that it's got to live up to before it gets our stamp of approval. So obviously we're going to start with the stock X Macro. We'll do a couple of singles and then a couple of doubles and have a side-by-side comparison so you guys can kind of see and judge the results for yourself. Loaded. Now we're going to shoot the X Macro with the DPM systems in it and see what kind of results we get with that. Loaded. Alrighty, so I'm not sure about you guys, but I couldn't see what was going on there. I'll have to review that after the video to see if there is a noticeable difference between the two, and you guys will have to let me know which one you thought shot flatter. As I already mentioned, this one feels a lot softer in the hand than does this one, but there's a lot more to this than just those two things. It goes so far as to say better double taps, significant recoil reduction, slide and frame protection, improved firing speed, elimination of jams. I'll touch on that in a minute, and no modification required. So we'll just go down this list and see what it did, what it didn't do. So better double taps, I would say yes, I did feel the difference and was able to get back on that target quicker. Significant recoil reduction. I wouldn't go so far as to say significant, but there is recoil reduction, so you can check that box as well. Slide and frame protection, no clue about that. I don't really see what that would do. I guess the theory is that it makes it, it keeps it going straight instead of wobbling or something. I'm not sure about that one. Improved firing speed, obviously that kind of goes along lines of double taps, right? Obviously, if you can get it back on the target quicker, you're going to pull the trigger faster. So sure. Elimination of jams, like I said, that was one thing we did notice. We did have a light primer strike with this one, and you guys will see that. Oh. So we'll just go ahead and reset that. Yep. Another one. Oh boy. And no modification required. That's kind of ironic because you can modify this system as much as you want. But I get what they're saying. You don't have to change your slide or get a new firing control unit or any of that, right? So it makes sense. But as always, you guys know that I feel it's my responsibility to give you my honest opinion on everything that comes across our desk. This is going to be no different. I have some reservations regarding recommending this to our viewers. Now, it's not to say that it's a bad product or anything. It just really depends on the person. If you're someone who's new to shooting and you're still kind of working on your grip and working on your technique and you're a novice, this will not really benefit you at all. A lot of people look at this as a band-aid for bad shooting technique. It's not going to fix anything. It'll make your gun feel softer. It may help you get more comfortable with the recoil, but as far as making it super flat, not going to happen. If you're a novice shooter, probably take a pass on this. Even if you're an experienced shooter, how much more will this add to your shooting? A little bit, because one of the things that says significant recoil reduction. Maybe if you get the right spring plug ratio or combination rather for you may see more benefit with it than I do, right? Because remember, I use the lightest spring, which makes it softest shooting for me. There could be a combination in there that gives you a lot more benefit but doesn't really make it feel all that pleasant. You guys will have to play around with that. I'm not claiming that I've done every configuration that there is. I'm just telling you what my experiences are. Those are a couple of the points that keep me from really saying, yeah, you should go buy this. So like I said, if you're someone who is thinking that this is going to take your poor shooting to the next level, the sad fact of the matter is that it's just repetition, repetition, repetition. I've had to shoot thousands of rounds before it finally went, aha. There's no magic potion, because I'm seeing people porting guns and putting comps on them and things like this and just trying to mask bad habits. If you've got those bad habits and you're trying to fix them with this, Ain't gonna happen. So overall, I do like the system. I like what they're shooting for, but I think there are some improvements to be made. One, I would like to see it more affordable and to have the benefits be a bit more impactful and a bit more significant. And if that's the case, then I would have no problem being like, yes, this is a great product, you know? So perhaps, you know, they'll send us something new in the future and, you know, they've made some improvements and really stepped up their game, and maybe you'll hear a different story from us. But as of now, that's where we stand on it. So I think that's going to wrap up today's video. If you found this video helpful, we ask that you strike that like, swell that bell, subscribe and vibe with us and make us feel all appreciated, baby. We appreciate you guys for watching. As we always say, seek the Lord while it may be found, and call upon him while he is near, because he is near unto those that be of a broken heart, and save such that be of a contrite spirit. Draw near to God, he will draw near to you. He resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. So cast yourselves down before the Lord, and he will lift you up. Until next time, my friends, take care and God bless.